This is going to be part 8 in my series on using Python for stock analysis. And in this video, we're going to start taking a deeper look at the end-of-day historical data API. So beyond getting prices there, we're going to sort of get events. So the API is pretty comprehensive, and I'm not going to be able to get through all of it, but I'm going to show you a couple examples of things that you might want to do, and then the documentation is really good, so if you go out to their website and start reading through it, you'll probably find what you're looking for in terms of data sets. Right, so we're going to be looking at getting earnings, and this is going to be for companies reporting this week, and then we're going to get dividends for a specific X date. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try to get the companies reporting earnings this week. And so I'm going to start with my API client. All right, I'm going to pass in my API key. You're going to need to replace this with your API key. And then I'm just going to go ahead and download all the data, and I'm going to store it in a data frame. Okay, so this particular function does not require any parameters be passed in. All right, so we've downloaded all the companies reporting this week. Okay, so this data frame has a few columns in there. I just want the symbols, so I'll make a list to store that in. All right, and then we're just going to start looping through. And what you get when you make this call is you get all the companies around the world that are reporting this week. If you want just a specific exchange like the US, well, you're going to have to filter out the data. All right, and there are a few ways to do that. I'm just going to loop over each row in this data frame. Okay, then we're just going to test to see if the symbol at this row ends with US. Okay, and stock symbols on end-of-day historical data are referred to as codes. And all of the codes end with the exchange that they come from. All right, so if we want just the US, we're going to test it like that. Okay, and then once we found a relevant code, we're going to append it to our list. All right, and I don't want the exchange data appended, so I'll just leave that off. Okay, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Once we're done with that, we can print off how many companies are reporting today. Actually, this week. All right, and then, yeah, we'll return those symbols, so then you can maybe do some other analysis there. Okay, let's try that out. Okay, so there's a list of all the tickers, and oops, I forgot to make that an F string. Oops, wrong language. There we go. All right, one more time. Okay, so 121 in that list, and then, yeah, you could do some kind of analysis there if you wanted to. All right, so let's take a look at how to get dividends from a specific X date. All right, and I'm just going to start with today. All right, and this function is going to start pretty much the same way. We're going to need to make a client with the API key, and then we're just going to go out and call a function. Okay, so once we have that, we're just going to, again, save this into a data frame. All right, and the function we're going to use here is called getBulkMarkets. All right, so there's a few things you can get from this function. All right, you can get the closing price for an entire market if you want. All right, I'm going to use it to get the dividends. All right, and I'll leave it up to you to kind of research what else you can get with this endpoint. All right, so we're going to need to pass in our exchange. All right, and let me break this up onto another line. Okay, and then this is where you pass in what you're looking for. All right, so it's dividends. All right, and then, yeah, it's just that hard, and then once we do that, we're going to return the data frame. Okay, so let's try that one, see who is have an X date of today, as of this video anyway. See if we get lucky. All right, so I'm going to print that one off. I think everything else I set as a default, right? The US and then today. All right, let's try it out, see if I did that error free. All right, and so there they are. And there's actually quite a few. all right, with an X date of today. And the nice thing you get from this data frame, let me spread it out a little bit, is obviously the rate, all right, and then, yeah, since it's the U.S. market, I guess it's going to be U.S. dollars, all right, but then it tells you how often they pay it, right? So this one's quarterly, right, twice a year, and then this must be a special dividend. All right, so that's going to do it for part 8. In part 9, I'm going to kind of wrap up section 1, and we're going to see how to start building a simple screener. So hope to see you there.